Happy May! Welcome back. I'm Cater Tater. And today I have a story for you. And this story will answer the question, is being smart in your head enough? So for this story we're going to go back to middle school again. Oh yay. I had another story that I did that took place in middle school, and I will link that on the screen and in the description below so you can check that out and laugh at me. Okay? Appreciate it. In middle school, I had a teacher who taught English, who was basically a teacher from hell. She was one of those. I think she really enjoyed crushing our spirits, you know? Now this lady, I think, had taught college students. She was a professor at one point, and then she went back to 7th grade English. I could see your frustration, but you can't exactly teach 7th graders how you teach college students. She was very strict, demanding, and just not very pleasant. There's one thing in particular that I remember she did that was just too much. Just too much. Asking too much of the 7th graders. We had to write a paper, and at this point in our careers as students, we hadn't written a lot of papers. So we took it step by step, and we turned in our thesis, then we turned in the main points and all this stuff. Well, the thesis is kind of the first thing on the list, and as 7th graders, I think it's hard to grasp the concept of a thesis. I mean, 7th graders can get it, but it's just difficult. So we had to write our thesis and turn it in. Well, she was not happy with what we turned in. It was terrible, or we just didn't have enough people turn it in. She was pretty mad. So we went to the library, and we sat in there working on our thesis, which is like a statement. It's one statement. And we would walk up to her, let her check it, and if it wasn't good enough, and it wasn't, we would have to go do it again. And again, and again, until it was right. Because she had had enough of us, and our incompetency as 7th grade students. So this teacher, we'll call her Miss Midnight. She showed up to work for about 4 days in a row wearing black. Just complete black. Black shoes, black pants, black tops, black jacket, everything. Probably even black jewelry. I noticed this, but I wasn't gonna say anything. That's not me. Well, there's this kid who is just Mr. Cool. He was popular, he was charismatic, outgoing, he was a jock, he was cute. People liked him. He sat right in front of me, and occasionally he'd even talk to me. That's how friendly he was. People didn't talk to me, not usually. This kid, we'll call him Cole, notices the same thing I do, that Miss Midnight is wearing black for 4 days in a row. And she gets ready to start her class. We started with idioms. Every day we discussed an idiom in 7th grade. This kid comments on her wearing black for 4 days, says, "How come you've been wearing black for all of this week, basically," or something like that. She stops what she's doing. She stops her lecture, she stops what she's about to do, and she takes a moment to commend Cole for noticing that she's been wearing black all week. Because he's so observant, and we should be observant too. And getting lectures that you feel are undeserved is never fun. And this was the undeserved lecture of the decade. I was a very quiet person in middle school. I rarely said 2 words throughout the whole middle school experience. I was very observant. I just watched. And she's gonna stand up there and tell me to be observant. No! So I'm sitting behind him, listening to her give us a lecture on being observant. Just flipping tables in my head. Really? Really? That's like telling a shark he's got to swim to stay alive. That's like telling Miley that you just gotta be you, Miley. That's like teaching Rick Astley to never give up and never let go. But what do? Was I gonna like speak up and be like, excuse me, Miss Midnight, I noticed that too. That's nice, Katie. What are you doing, Miss Midnight? writing you down on my brown nosers list. Because you can't just say that after somebody else has. Then you're just kissing ass at that point, even if you are being honest. And that's when I knew that being smart and observant in your head sometimes doesn't count. Let's load off my chest. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for listening. Subscribe, like, share, comment, all that stuff. I love you. Bye! It's raining now.